yeah. But do you know what I think some people fall in the trap of? Is thinking that you should never feel any of the so-called negative emotions.
Yeah.
Because reality is, there's no way of going through life without feeling it. And like you see a lot of people chasing the high all the time. And that's why some people go down the route of constantly taking like cocaine and stuff like that. They're chasing that high. And there's no wonder then why people will get addicted to drugs or alcohol because it keeps changing their state out of the whatever they're feeling that they can't get away from or they can't
Mm.
deal with. um, because for me, like, for instance, when you've been out in the cold all day, yeah,
Yeah.
and it's freezing cold, and you may not like it at the time, whatever, and you have to struggle because you're out in the cold, maybe you're going on long walks or have to work, whatever, and then you come home and you sit in warmth, or you feel how comforting it is to have a hot shower because you've been in the cold for so long. Yeah, this this is for me why it's better to manually, like the Stoics said, to put yourself through, choosing to challenge yourself so that you become stronger and more capable to deal with stuff when it comes. This to me is like a part of the mental health game because like where we are at now in this country, we're at such a comfort level in technology, in day-to-day ease, convenience. We have set such a low standard to where our struggles are mostly mental. We've kind of made them that way. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So whereas before, like my grandparents didn't have central heating, didn't have food all year, had to dig their way out of snow, all this sort of stuff, much harder than what I'm having on a day-to-day basis. So they're kind of sort of threshold in their mind for like where you start to feel negative or struggling, they could deal with a lot more than what I could because they had to. They had to deal with hard
Yeah.
stuff. They
Yeah.
had no
I guess they had
choice.
their own, yeah, they had no choice, yeah, and their own coping mechanism. Like
Yeah,
everybody else is going through this.
yeah. So, and it's like where we've seen now about um, kids growing up now with more mental health issues, anxiety, depression, whatever it is. I mean, there are numerous reasons for that, but part of that is that they're growing up in such an easy lifestyle. And so, but the mind doesn't stop looking for problems. Of course, it's going to carry on looking for problems, but whereas like problems and like decades ago, hundreds of years ago was what, how do we find food today? It's now, uh, oh, I want to watch YouTube. And if my mum doesn't let me watch YouTube, that's like, will cause me to be annoyed and angry.
Yeah.
Do you
You've
know what I
taken
mean?
something away from me, yeah.
So it's like the, if you live in such an easy lifestyle, it makes sense to me for your mental health to purposely challenge yourself. It's like we were talking about before, I think, because you end your shower on cold, don't you?
Yeah.
Now, I start my shower on cold, then I go to hot, then I go back to cold, and I finish on hot. Yeah, because I'm like a lizard. I need the heat to warm. I need heat to warm my body, otherwise I
Yeah.
won't be done. But no one has to do that. And when I say that to people, they go, why did you do that? A part of it is because it's a mental challenge. And the other part is I
Mm.
know it's good for my body. It actually
Yeah.
feels good. If I stay in there for long enough, yes, the initial shock of the cold, you have to get through it and feel it. Particularly on my back, it kind of takes my breath away when it hits my back. But after it, I feel so much more relaxed because I've put my body through a bit of a stressor out
Yeah.
of my own choice because I could easily just turn the temperature. But I chose
Yeah.
to just start it on cold so it blasts me straight away, and I deal with that for about 30 seconds before I go to warm. But as soon as it changes over to warm, I feel great. Feel even better than if I started it on hot. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I see what you're saying. Yeah, I see. I end mine in a cold, but it's not cold, so I start off on a hot, and then I work myself away. So technically, I'm getting my body to cope with it at different temperature levels.
Yeah.
So I start really warm, and then it goes to lukewarm, and then the last 30 seconds to a minute, I'm going into 4 or 5 minutes of having a really cold shower, and that just does something inside my body, like in terms of chemicals, and I feel alert, I feel awake, um, and I feel refreshed because
Yeah.
the body's gone through. But again, it's that my body's now learning to cope, and it's
Yes.
that, isn't it? When someone's suffering from mental health, is how do you help them to learn to cope with something, with anything in life? It's
Yeah.
that example you gave when you go out in the cold. It's cold for the first few minutes or even 5-10 minutes, but then your body starts working its magic, and then it gets used to the cold, and then you're not cold anymore because you've forgotten about the cold and moved on to I've got a goal, I need to get there. The cold's not an impact anymore. Yes, initially it was, but now it's not a problem. Now
Yeah.
my journey is the thing, so it's going to take me how long to get there, and then you're okay. And like that, it's just helping people get through, finding a way they can cope through their journey. So if you talk about that journey, it's
Yeah.
initial shock, help them understand what was it, and then get them thinking, well, afterwards you were okay with it, right? Oh yeah, and then helping them to stay around that good feel factor, basically.
Yeah.